Keep your hands off the table and stop clapping.
All right.
Stand on one foot. Stand on one foot, one eye closed. Do the intro.
All right, guys.
Twice.
And hop.
What? Nice. Hey, guys, this is Taylor Amarante, your in-stadium host, and I am a guest.
Why did you
finally.
go to like NPR voice?
NPR?
It was like, hi, guys, I'm
Oh,
yeah.
Really
all right,
went up
here
and
it is.
down.
Hey, Taylor Amarante.
I'll stop interrupting you. Sorry.
Taylor Amarante on the Cat and Dianne Off-Pitch 74 podcast this week. Saturday's game presented by Kelly Moore. The defending MLS Cup champion Toronto FC are coming to town to take on our Quakes. And it's Portuguese Heritage Night presented by PG&E. A lot of cool,
So many finger guns.
lot of cool stuff going in. Hey, these things are loaded. A lot of cool stuff going down at the stadium. Come out, sun's out, fun's out. Let's watch some soccer. It's gonna be fun.
Did you know when I was in England, they have the Cool Ranch bags, but it's called Cool American because they don't have ranch over
Isn't
there.
that weird?
Yeah.
That's
And they
weird.
have the Dorito ones are called Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Yes.
delicious. All right, so what are we?
One of the things that you are here to talk about is Portuguese Heritage Night. So I kind of figured we would just kind of kick off with, let's go back in time a little bit. And the year is 2004, and just what was that moment like when Portugal lost to Greece in the Euros?
Well, it's funny. I can't remember because I'm the current European champion, and my memory is really cloudy. And since then, Greece has won like 2 games.
It's
but
okay.
we might have some Greek people working in our office, and I'm sorry. You know, you guys have great food, but your soccer right now is struggling.
2004 will never forget you.
That's cool. Hey, you know what? It's that one moment that you'll always have forever.
And it's that one moment that I like to just remind you about
Ah.
every day in the office.
That's true. Then, yeah, I don't want to take this anywhere political or strange, you know, talk
This
about
is how I hoped we would
Greece.
start this out.
That's cool. Greece isn't even my favorite Greece. I'm more of a John Travolta guy, so you're
Yikes.
like my second favorite Greece.
Well, cool.
Did you feel good about that
Did
one?
you guys know that he's a comedian? Not sure if you could tell.
All right, now
No,
back
I
to
didn't.
getting
Was that-
serious and
was
not
that a
taking low
preview?
blows at friends and coworkers, a la Dianne. How many letters in your last name?
12.
All right,
Use that at halftime trivia next time.
I will. I bet all the Greek person in the crowd will be
All 5 of them.
excited.
And it's all my family.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. The Greek community is amazing. We love you guys. Don't take that personal.
Well, anyway,
All right, back to what we were doing.
welcome, Taylor.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I feel so welcomed. I'm doing good. It's I didn't know you guys did this in the morning, and somebody left chocolate chip cookies in the lunchroom on the table. So I
This
have-
morning?
Yeah, they're up there, and they're soft.
I doubt they're still there.
Did you warm it up?
No, they're there. There's at least 16 to 20 cookies in there,
still there.
and they're the big ones. So I broke one in half, and I ate it on my way up the elevator.
If anyone wants to please, like the Quakes Front Office, all you have to do is bring food to the break room table. And
I don't
that's-
think anybody wants to please the Quakes Front Office right now.
But if you would like to,
That's funny.
bring us cookies because they will be gone. Hey, people, Quakes Front Office got to eat too. Okay.
I will say though, shout out to Diane's mom, and I think we all
Oh, yeah.
would like to thank her for just years of snacks.
Thanks,
Just
Mom.
snacks on snacks, chocolatey filled chocolate, delicious.
The holidays are coming up. She might get back
Yeah, true.
into it.
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Come out of retirement.
Yeah,
She's a good lady.
I like her.
She's all right.
Yeah.
And your dad too, good dude.
So can you tell us a little about what's going on for the game this weekend in terms of Portuguese Heritage Night?
Yes, so this Saturday, special day. It's our 6th annual Portuguese Heritage Night event. We started this in 2013 back at Buckshaw. It's fun. The Bay Area Portuguese community is super vibrant, big community. Kind of one of the lesser known cultural communities. If you're talking about San Jose, you've got your Mexican and your Vietnamese. But big nonetheless, and they come out in huge numbers to support, obviously, the Quakes. They love soccer. And then there's a lot of cultural performances, different Portuguese-themed food and beverage items are brought in. We tie in a few nonprofits. We raise a bunch of money for a youth nonprofit and then also a seniors nonprofit in our Portuguese community that really make an impact. And yeah, it's fun, man. And then we throw a huge after party in San Jose afterwards, live music.
I can vouch for that. I
Yeah.
have been. It is very, very fun.
It's awesome.
Make your way over.
Portuguese know how to party. That is true. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. We're excited, and a lot of people should be in the building, and should be another good one.
Yesterday in our pregame meeting, our concessionaire was mentioning that there's going to be quite a few specials going on around the stadium that cater kind of to the Portuguese community. Do you remember what we have and kind of where fans can go find them in the stadium?
Yeah, probably the most popular Portuguese like food item to like the mainstream folks would be the linguiça sandwich, which is like a hot dog but way tastier. Yeah, like the non-Portuguese types. Linguiça, very good linguiça sandwiches. They'll have them at both sausage carts, and then at the bar, a very good drink. It's I think here they're calling it Portuguese punch. The real name for it translates into something kind of naughty. So we're not using the Portuguese name, but it's vodka and passion fruit. Let's. You don't
Do we have
want
to censor you?
Well, no, but if Portuguese people are watching, it's called a porra tonta, which in English means
we're all ears.
You'll get really drunk.
How do you pronounce it again?
It's a porra tonta for all you Portuguese people out there. You've probably gotten drunk on this many times. It's delicious.
Porra
Tonta. You can when you go to the bar, you'll definitely have one of those. They're delicious. The passion fruit like masks how much alcohol's in it, so like that's why people get into
It's like jungle juice.
Yeah, Portuguese jungle juice.
Portugal's just one big fraternity.
Without the guilt. Because Portuguese people, if they could serve guilt with beverages, they would do it. That's great.
Can you explain a little bit about the rooster? I keep hearing it brought up in like the planning meetings, but I want to know why.
Yeah, so the rooster is a big symbol for the Portuguese people. There's a story, I might butcher the story, but there's an old story or folk tale.
Something Taylor doesn't know.
Yeah, well, it's because it's been told so many times. The story changes. It's one of those stories that like people can tell and you add your own thing, but
it's changing now.
The gist of it, it's called the Galo de Barcelos, so it's the rooster of Barcelos. The story goes that a long time ago, the king of Portugal and all of his men were sitting down to a big meal at a long table, like King Arthur style table, and they had the food all set on the table, etc. And there was a man that had been wrongly accused of a crime of like stealing or of not being like truthful and etc. And some of his guards were dragging this guy to his ultimate like death. They were going to execute this guy. And when he went by the room and saw the king with all of his men at this long table, he's like, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. The Portuguese people were truthful people, were good people, etc. And the king was like, no, take him to his death. And he said, you know what? If I'm telling the truth, then that rooster on your table or that bird that you're about to eat will stand up and crow, etc. And they took the guy out.
Wait. Was it cooked yet?
See, that's a part of the story I don't know. I hope it was.
Verdict is still out there.
I'm picturing like a Thanksgiving dinner like coming up.
Oh.
Most of the eyewitnesses are now gone, so
okay.
See, that's the thing. They've been dead for quite some time.
So pre-cooked rooster. Why would you eat the rooster? Anyways.
Yeah, it's people gotta eat.
Like a
people gotta eat
chicken,
cat.
like in the plastic container. Like,
they didn't.
The canned chicken
no
comes
sushi
out.
Back then. They didn't have poke. They had to eat, and whatever was rolling around the farmland was gonna get.
If that
killed.
rock on the table comes to life, you're innocent.
No, that's how they brush their teeth. So basically, the guy gets dragged out there, and as he's being executed, the bird on the table like stands up, and like the king all in there, and it like. The whole so basically it's this symbol of like the Portuguese people and their honesty and their like their that kind of thing. Yeah,
cool.
Mix that up however you want,
okay.
But we're gonna have an oversized rooster mascot here on Saturday doing wild things with Q, having fun, competitions, things like that.
So many jokes.
Yeah.
Quick quiz.
The afternoon one is what I really come to.
What is the national flower of Portugal?
Ooh! I know of the Azores. It's the hortenses, which are the hydrangeas.
It's not the question I asked though.
Portugal,
but
I'm not sure.
Gave me that answer.
I'm not sure. What is it?
Lavender. That's
Oh,
lovely.
that's nice.
Wow.
I do love the smell of lavender.
Me too.
In my bathroom, maybe. Like lavender in your regular
Do you
rooms.
need it a lot
I
in
don't
the
know.
bathroom?
Well, I think everybody
Jeez.
needs something that smells good in their bathroom. I mean,
Wafting.
unless you guys are like the exception, you know what I
Duh.
mean? Because like
Duh.
everything is just rainbows and butterflies
And unicorns.
and lavender.
And lavender.
I will say though that now since we're talking about Heritage Nights and Heritage stuff, we do have a few more coming up that are big. We've got Vietnamese Heritage Night on August 25th. Huge Vietnamese community as well here in San Jose, and they love the Quakes. They love their soccer. They'll be out here, and then Also, we have Mexican Heritage Night coming up in September. So I feel like with those 3 groups, you knock out a huge chunk of San Jose's cultural community.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You were the worst for
Taylor.
pounding on the table.
Just
Guys,
so
I
everyone-
tapped.
Just so everyone knows,
I
we gave
drummed
Taylor
in-
rules prior to
Oh,
this,
is
and
this
he's
it?
broken just about all of them.
Taylor, don't pound on the table. And he's like,
Taylor, please don't tell inappropriate stories about
Taylor
what things
doesn't
we in
like
Portuguese.
rules. Goes
Okay,
a
so
long way.
how long have you been the in-game show host now? Is this your second season or third season?
Yeah, second. So all of last season and then this season so far. Yeah.
So since you started, do you get stopped a lot? Like
I do.
when you're out?
Oh, for sure. Oh man, even.
Let me tell you all about
No,
it.
I don't mean it like that. But like, I mean, if people
I
come
just
to
can't
enough
keep them off of
games,
me.
but it's
They-
nice
they
that
see
it's
your
working.
mug
Yeah,
up there.
because it's something
Yeah.
we've talked about too.
oh yeah.
Doing for a while and wanting to have that kind of different element in the game. So
And
it's
having
nice
a
that it's something that's
personality, yeah.
And the thing that's cool is sometimes they do really nice things for me. Like, I'll be no. These are some true stories. I was at a restaurant.
Taylor, do we,
We
need
don't
to
think
edit
you're
this?
lying.
No, I'm being honest. You're so crazy. My girlfriend and I will be at a restaurant or something, and like a few times, the waitress will come back and the receipt's been paid for, and she'll be like,
What the heck?
"Yep," and she'll point. I can remember a couple weeks ago
Wow.
down here on
I
Coleman.
have gotten no comped meals from doing this.
But the lady will be like, "Yeah, hey, your dinner's been taken care of," and I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, the people over there," and you point, and there's like a couple in a booth, and they're like, "Go Quakes."
It's just
you know?
a man who gives you a wink. Like,
I'd still take the meal, but no, but it's nice. Like they do, it's cool, man. I don't deserve it, but they do it, and it's
You don't.
It's cool.
We do.
True.
I'm glad we acknowledge the elephant in the room. You don't deserve it.
I don't. I probably don't. I mean, it's a meal. You know?
No, I think it's. I always feel bad for you on certain game days. This year more so than others, where it's just not a good feel in the stadium, and you can just tell that it's a little on edge. And then you have to go out there and be like, "Hey guys, do you want to win a free jersey and tickets?" It's just that's so uncomfortable. I would have an anxiety attack and start crying, but I think it's cool that you're able to do that, and you really don't get to show. And you're also doing your regular game day duties too.
Sure. What I think prepared me for that is doing stand-up comedy. You sometimes
Good
will
segue.
say, I'm actually making a true connection.
I have
But
a show coming up, everyone.
I don't. Well, I will.
Tickets on sale
I'll
now.
let you know.
He does it Saturday.
But yeah, true. They sometimes you're up there and you have to create a positive moment and create a fun moment out of
Right.
nothing, or out of just your own energy. So sometimes I go out there, I know we're down a goal, or it's tied 0-0, and fans maybe aren't feeling it, but you have to go out there.
Right.
They count you down. You got to be smiling. You got to be ready, and you have to help turn the energy around. You know.
I always
But
have to
it's-
hand
yeah,
you a
it's
pen
awkward,
because you
though.
never have one.
Yeah, true. I never have a pen.
I think
Yeah.
it is always funny. There are times that you'll be out there and
My favorite is when you're on the field and the nothing is coming through the microphone, and I'm up here and I say, "Taylor, turn the mic
Hey, that happened
on."
once this year.
No, it hasn't happened twice. I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was.
I thought Sam was coming over here to get us in trouble that we've been like either talking too loud
I know,
or
I
too
was like,
quiet.
oh, I'm being too quiet.
So it's like, Mom is
Hey,
coming
I thought
over.
it was once this year. Last year happened a few times. Hey, but there. How about the times where I'm on the mic on the field and nothing's coming through, and I'm like, hey, you know.
I do remember the one time. I do remember the one time that Taylor was talking, and it was just like, and then
Well-
it was like, turn the mic on.
Imagine this. Imagine
You're
you're.
doing
that was when
great,
you first.
sweetie.
That was like one of the first.
That was.
That was a while back.
But you have like a thing in your ear. You're speaking into this mic. You're talking to a person. You've got the feedback coming back, and then you got the echo, like the delayed echo
Yeah,
on
the
the
delay,
screen.
yeah.
I mean, it becomes a thing. Like, have you ever been in a car with like your sister and two of her friends,
I don't have a sister. I'm just kidding.
or like someone
I have
like,
a
and they're
sister.
all, and you're trying to. It's not easy. You're trying to like follow everything and pretend you're interested in everything the person's saying.
That's like my daily job. I'm doing it now. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I think that is pretty cool though. You do have to have a certain energy to go out and do it. I definitely hats off to you because I
Have
would
you
not wanna
had
do
like
that.
a really awkward moment out there, like either with a contestant or talking to someone where like you've asked them a question and like they just haven't responded or they've just said something so
Oh,
far off
absolutely.
base?
without throwing people under the
Yeah,
bus?
you don't need to name names, but
You were with me,
either
Sam.
player or fan, but because that's
Yeah.
that's where I think like I would struggle with like you because you have to react like you're hoping that they're gonna get the right answer or say a fun answer, and then if they just say something like so bonkers, you're
I
just
know. I
Ooh.
feel like I would be too
Ooh.
sarcastic.
yeah,
and
I
just
feel like
piss
my
people
face
off.
would just go like, "Are you kidding me?"
I've got Yeah, it's the thing though. You can't do that either,
Yeah.
though, right?
Well,
'Cause you
that's
got
why
the
we were
crest on your
behind.
chest,
Like,
you
we
know?
don't do camera stuff because I feel like half the time it's my eyes are rolling or something.
This is
All
why Sam only films about 20 seconds of us to show to everyone.
And my
The
hair's
rest of
always
it is
wet.
just not usable.
All you really got to do is like smile and nod, and like when they say something you don't like, look to the other side of their head so you don't have to make eye contact. with them. But I will say, there,
Look out for that now when you interview. so.
fact. But the one on field is sometimes when I go out there with the
Yeah.
trivia question, we reprint these questions nice and big on my card because like I don't want to have to be squinting and stuff. Sometimes if there's a person like a younger person or somebody who I know might not get the answer, I usually talk with them like, hey, how comfortable do you feel with Quakes trivia or with this or with that? And sometimes like I circle the right answer on my card.
And just tilted a little.
Once in a while, if
Yeah.
it's a kid or something and I want him to win a jersey, you know, I don't want this kid to go home empty-handed or something, I'll use my thumb to like, you know, do that, and they never notice. But one guy one time was like, oh, I know my Quakes trivia. I'm going to be good, man, and blah, blah, blah. It was answering the 3 questions. And he gets out there, and I go, okay, because if you need help, watch my thumb. He gets out there. He's like, nah, don't worry. First question. Easiest question. We usually put the easiest one first. Dude is like, he sees himself on the camera. He's like this, and I'm like, I even maybe give him the symbolic like sniff, like, you know, and he's got nothing. And then I go,
Like Slumdog Millionaire, check the man.
I
yeah.
know.
So he guesses it wrong, so he doesn't get that prize. Then it's the next one, and then he gets like stuck again. And I'm looking at this guy like I wish I could tell him like, get it together, man. You know, and I'm pointing with my thumb. Even I think one of your sponsors saw it, and he was like, man, you were trying to help him out. But the guy finally, the third one, it was something so easy, like what color is Wando's hair or something, and like dude was like brown, or I don't even know what he said. But he finally won one, and when we walked off, I was like, dude, you told me you knew everything. He's like,
You deceived me.
I saw myself on the screen. I was freaking out. But
I
it's
would.
yeah,
It's
it's
freaks- yeah, it's
the thing.
scary.
That was a really long story, but the bottom line is like, you get people who think they know, but the minute the camera's on and you're on the huge screen, like
I literally avoid the camera angle like the plague. Like I feel like I've seen, my dad's a videographer, so I feel like I've been able to be like, oh, camera, I can hide here. Like we did the Hall of Fame night thing.
yes.
I had to hold the jersey, and I was just tall enough to hide directly behind the big jersey. So on camera, like you could see Sarah standing next to me, and then just the jersey, and I was like, yep, I'm just gonna live here, and this is where I'll
That's
be.
funny.
But it's just easy to. It's just awkward because you look up and you're like, oh god, and you have to run away.
Oh, the
Yeah.
weirdest ones are when like Danielle Slayton's on our telecast, and I go home. I always DVR the games because I really want to watch them like
Yeah,
without
right.
all the stuff going on. And sometimes it's like halftime where they're going to a segment and you see her doing her thing. Then like 10 feet behind her, you see me turning a different angle and the camera, and I'm like, and I look at myself sometimes after filming's done and I drop the mic or I'm walking away and I'm like, I look like such a goober, man. My brother sometimes will pause them and or people will pause them and send them to me, and I look like a goober. Oh, it's bad.
Anytime I've just been in the background of things, like I feel like I just constantly look like I have just
Yeah.
like the nastiest face on, just like I'm pissed to even be here and just like glaring at everyone.
You're
Like,
usually pretty angry though.
I am. I mean,
think
it's
a
right,
focus
but
face. Like during game, you're
Yeah.
thinking about stuff, or you're trying, and so like I feel like you just look like you're just like, but you're not having a bad time.
I'm so
sometimes,
nice.
you
I'm
know?
not angry. I'm not mad. So happy to be here.
Hey, I can never have an angry moment until I leave the stadium or it's
Yeah.
a wrap.
I think one of my favorite things when you do like trivia and everything and someone gets it right, and I feel like you do it all, you're like, that is absolutely correct, my man. Let's move on to the next.
I'm always like, come on. One guy got really cocky and he was shooting the ball real quick. I was like, all right, Zinedine Zidane. You got to try to think of things for the crowd to have fun with without being over the top. But I do try to cheer these people on. I ask the crowd, like, hey, let's cheer this guy on. Otherwise, they're like, what's going on down there?
I think one of my partners is the city of San Jose, and was their trivia question last year that was really funny
toilet?
about? Yeah, the toilet.
Oh, God.
It was like the day of the year that
Oh,
toilets are
the-
flushed the most.
Super Bowl, right?
I think it was like between Super Bowl and Thanksgiving, but the crowd actually got in like they were
It
all
was just
kinda, like
It was
Funny, it was
about
just a random.
how many flushes. Yeah, it was Super Bowl and Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, we read it. I
And the
remember
answer
reading
was-
it.
I
And
think
I
it
feel
was
like
Super Bowl.
everybody in the
And
state,
I
like not
wrote
everybody, but working was just like, did you just ask about when people flush the toilets? Like,
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
said something about
Yeah.
something holidays coming up or whatever it was, you know, and then we were asking this toilet trivia, and then I think
Toilet trivia.
I think my
It's a whole
word
new
to the guy was
segment now.
say
Yeah.
wait, what did I say? I said like Keep flushing those toilets.
Yeah, what, you said something really.
Yeah.
He was like, Thanksgiving Day, and it was like, ooh, or, or that's wrong, or whatever. It's actually the Super Bowl, and he was done eating. And I was like, hey man, keep flushing those toilets into the mic. The crowd laughed, but I don't know if it was at me or with me.
I think it just caught the crowd so off guard because they were like,
Yeah.
what?
The guy, how about there was one guy where we did a trivia, and they gave me 3 really easy questions, so I wanted to throw him off, and I was like, spell the first and last name of our newest acquisition known as Vaco. It was the best laugh I ever got from the stadium. Like, they knew how crazy
Do you even know how to, wait, do you even know how to say it?
Do you know how to say it?
I don't know how to say it.
Cool.
That's why he's like Madonna. He just goes by Vaco.
That's
Yeah.
funny. That's pretty
It's her
good.
birthday
That's
today.
good. Don't cut that. Put that in.
As much as we make fun of you, Taylor, because we do a lot in the office, Taylor will stop by our desk. Dianne and I sit right across from each other, and he'll chat.
Little
and
ditty.
We have to bring Taylor down once in a while because he's good at what he does, so we have to keep him grounded.
You know, this is really cool because we have talked so many times about
This is
potentially
why we
doing
do
a
it.
podcast
This is why we
one
do it.
day.
Give it up.
So
True.
we
We
talked
did
a
talk
lot,
about.
probably for like the past year or so. We've gone brunch together and talked about podcasts.
Well, it was a brunch with like a podcast mention, not so much a podcast themed brunch.
But it was
I don't want
talked
people
about.
knowing that I'm on podcast brunches.
But
That was that was a good brunch.
It was a good brunch.
Chilaquiles for everyone. Anyway, this is.
She pronounced it all Latina, like chilaquiles. Hey, you're Greek.
I hang out with
Okay,
Kat.
like-
She's Mexican, so we compliment each
Nice.
other.
The best
But yeah,
food.
this has been really fun.
Has been
I'm
fun.
excited that we actually were able to make this happen. It's been something we've talked about, so appreciate you coming on today. And
Thank you. On behalf of everybody on my team,
Wow.
no, I'm just kidding. No, thank you. It's been fun, man. Kat and Dianne. Which one's Kat?
The one with
on
the
the
wet
day.
hair.
Depends on the day.
They're doing a great job. They're they're more than just pretty girls.
Thank you,
They
Taylor.
have a lot to say. Good luck with your programming, ladies.